important as we head down the stretch. So I'm going to be recording this lecture / overview. The recording's starting now. If there's something you're hesitant to say or ask because it's being recorded and that makes you feel uncomfortable, I'm going to turn the recording off and then give you one more shot to ask questions off the record. So without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So I posted an agenda. We're going to review course expectations as per your syllabus. We're going to highlight any documentation you need, which more for you guys is just assignments, and then go for I'm going to try to anticipate some questions you might have, and then just go ahead and answer any questions that you might have. All right, I'm going to stop sharing, let one more person in, and then we're just going to have to keep, it's 5 after, so we're just going to go. Okay, so there are 2 things that I really want to make you aware of. First off, I have 2 sections of this course, so if anything is not as it appears on this Blackboard page, just please let me know if you don't have access to it. The first thing you should all have access to is the extra credit assignment I just posted. So I was talking to somebody from the Delaware Department of Education who does workplace. That's all he does is workplace education. And we were talking about some of the things that I do in this class and some of the things he did historically. And one thing that he said is, he said, I bet you do an elevator speech. And I was like, feeling pretty good about myself. That's right. All my students, they did real great. And he's like, well, do you ever have them talk about something other than themselves? And I'm like, no. And I thought it was a really great point. When you are talking to your supervisor, like I'll call him Tyler. Tyler, how much time do you really have if you have to communicate? Do you have an hour with them every day? Is that realistic?
Mostly I have like 30 minutes with them because they're constantly with clients.
Awesome. Yeah, 30 minutes is a long time. Who else? Olivia, where are you at? Can you remind me? Or where did you do your internship?
I'm at Premier.
Premier. Do they have a half an hour to sit down and talk to you every day?
I'm doing mine with the hand therapist there, and we kind of talk in between patients and everything, and kind of just talk about what we see.
I think that's probably more realistic. I'm so glad Tyler has extra time. That they are going above and beyond, man. I think most of us would agree that our experience is pretty brief. So it looks more like elevator speeches, right, Olivia? I mean, if you got something to say, you better get it out before the next client comes, right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's what we're going to do. And you're going to say your name, your education and relative experience, what your target audience is, a problem you're going to address, and this should just follow your innovation. I think you guys have put forth a lot of great innovations. And you can talk about them in a really quick and concise manner to get your point across. And then you end it with, what do you want and what's your follow-up? So I gave an example on Flipgrid. I'm going to go ahead and click it. You should all have access to this Flipgrid. If you don't, let me know. Okay, you can join on with Google. Okay, and this should be what you say. So a lot of what I'm saying now, I say in this video, and you can just click there. I give an example, and I think I told some of you, but perhaps not all, that the project example, that outline, was actually submitted. That was submitted for the YMCA to get a program called SWAM. And I was approached by the YMCA. They wanted, I was already working with them, and they said, can you help us get money for this? So I wrote the project outline that you guys saw and submitted to Autism Speaks. They didn't give us the full amount, but they did give us $5,000. Then the Ronald McDonald Foundation came up, and there was a similar opportunity. I literally just changed the name from Autism Speaks to Ronald McDonald and got $125K. So this is not intended to be busy work. I know you're all going to graduate and go on to bigger things, and they're going to ask you, why should you either get into grad school or why should you be hired? And a lot of you are going to say, I got great grades. And they're going to say, Okay, thanks, so does everybody else. And you're gonna say, I came from a great program. They're gonna say, that's not also nice, but so did everybody else. And then you can say, I've already written programs that will generate funding to impact the community. And then they'll probably say, tell me more. So I have an example, and the example actually is from the SWAM study, and there's a funny story of how that came about. But I will let you click on the video to review that story. I will get back now to your course. Oh, click out too far. Okay, we'll get back to course content. I went to the wrong one. My apologies. My courses. This is spring. Okay. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so let's talk about the back to the course syllabus, because I want to talk about how we're going to finish this out. Okay, so here we are. I would have loved if we could have met more as a group in person, and then typically before COVID, I had you all come in, make a big poster board, and talk. I'm not going to do that. You haven't been in session with me for the whole semester, so I don't feel that it's fair to have you come in now. So we're going to nix the oral presentation. I'm going to talk about your written presentation next, and then the extra credit can go into any of these buckets for you. I know a lot of you get nervous when you see that perhaps your project outline or any of these documents you submitted, maybe they did not reflect your best work. That's okay, because that's only worth 20%. A lot of your professionalism, the reflections you do for me, the quizzes and discussion boards, they make up the bulk of your grade, and then this final paper is going to make up 40%. So that is critical. So let's go and let's talk about that final paper. Okay, it's going to be your final project. As I say, this final project, I call it a project because you're really piecing together 3 papers. You are going to talk about your introduction. That's going to let me know where you were. Your innovative approach to a solution. That's your you're going to pull from your literature review, where you went in depth. And then your proposal piece is the outline, okay? And I'm going to grade your papers, get you that feedback, and then you see that this is not due till the end of the semester, okay? I also wanted to show you the rubric I'm looking at. It is quite literally, it should look real familiar, okay? This is pretty much, I have a document requirements. You follow directions, you get 60 points. Okay, the introduction, you've already done this. It's the same rubric from your previous papers. Okay, the literature review, it's the same thing. And the only thing that's different here with the project outline, it's no longer an outline. I want you to write a narrative. Okay. The other thing before I open for questions, I want to show you, this is a rubric from last year. Okay, and this individual got 203.5 out of 250 points. Okay, they did great with the document requirements. I actually copy the feedback that I already gave you, and you'll see the original draft she did was in red. There was a lot of points missing. She added some content with the revision, got points for that. And then in purple is when I graded this project for the last time. Now, unfortunately, this person just pieced together the 3 documents and didn't make any edits. So she did not get as high of grade as she could have. Probably the most notable thing here is if you got a 6 out of 6 on one content area, I'm going to keep it moving. I am looking to see if you've actually implemented these fixes. So one thing she did with her mission and vision, I needed more. I needed her to find a mission. She actually did find a mission, and I pulled this directly from her paper and was able to give her points. Similar here, it was unclear what the cost of goods were. And so in her final paper, she added, they could be $25 to $75. Okay. Unfortunately, when she got to her literature review section, she did not address things. So for her solution, she didn't have literature in this section, and I indicated that I did not see the concern addressed. Is that clear? Okay. Is that clear? How about Lynette?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So I just picked on you because I needed somebody. Do you see how I'm grading this final project?
Yes.
Okay, so if you kept your topics the same, you should not have a problem. Okay,
Okay.
and you need to review each piece. Is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, do you have any questions?
None so far.
Okay, let's see who else. Jordan, are you here? All right, who else? Who else can I call on that's here? All right, already heard from top. Capri,
Yes.
thank you for responding. Capri, do you understand how I'm piecing together this final project?
Somewhat. I like to go back and
Okay,
I guess rewatch videos and stuff that you post. So
great.
as of now, it sounds fine.
Great. So I love how honest you are, and you said it sounds fine. That's a great comment because oftentimes students, they understand what I'm saying, but when it goes to actually do the work, the questions do arise. So I thought that was a very honest and appropriate response. The other thing, Capri, I don't know if you did this. I don't remember, but your introduction, your literature review, and your proposed project or your project outline, those things, they all need to be connected. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. I had one student, he was writing about public health, and then his proposed project was about knee replacements, and that was very difficult for me to grade. Okay.
Mhm.
All right, I see people entering the lobby, but at this time we're wrapping up. So those people that were in the lobby are hopped in late. This recording will be posted. Okay, anybody in the group have any questions, comments, or concerns? Okay, I'm going to stop the recording just in case somebody doesn't want to be on record.